Reading is a waste of time. It's for boring people with no life, no friends, and no ambitions. Is your existence so pathetic that you need to escape it constantly? Get a life. The voice she spoke with was harsh and full of resentment. There was no room for compromise. She was right, I was wrong. My throat tightened. Any clever answer I could have given was silenced by the sharp sensation. But even worse was the tingling behind my eyes, because for a split second those cruel words breached my defenses. And they hit me hard. She knew that. I could tell by the way she sucked in a breath to launch another attack, too eager to prove that she could storm my fortress. Come to a world full of magic. Learn how to read and fall in love with the hands. Study and compensate for children. Come on, fire the blood. Get to know the witches. Every autumn, the call of books becomes noticeably louder, luring me with sweet promises of dragons and romance, of castles and witches, to lose myself between their pages. Leaving reality in favor of worlds made of ink and letters is never hard. The crossing back over to normality, however, is not always easy. But something about this season makes the border between here and there permeable, and the journey back and forth swift. It's not too difficult to leave worlds of magic when there is so much magic to be found here as well. Spending your time staring at a screen is unproductive, but I guess you want to be a fat and lazy loser. You should be ashamed of yourself. There she was again. On the verge of bliss and harmony, she had to come and ruin it all. How had she gotten past the guards, the gate, and the moat? Or the dogs I trained to bark at anything threatening? How had she found her way from the dungeons of my subconscious to my tower of safety? I needed to figure this out and find a way to keep her out for good. If she kept laying siege to my desperately needed peace, I would go mad. The testaments of people's imagination allow us to experience something beyond the boundaries we put around our lives. They hold the power to heal, relax, and astound, but also to shock, terrify, and traumatize us. We laugh and cheer and weep and scream and curse. We get riled up, disgusted, or amazed. Stories, in whichever form you prefer them to be told, give us a safe place to dream and feel and imagine to our heart's desire, all within the safety of our mind, for no one to witness but us. How long will you spend your time in your head playing with your imaginary friends? It is embarrassing. You need to grow up. I ordered the heavy metal gate of my castle to fall shut with a loud and final crash. Then I turned my back on her, slowly walking away, letting the dragon take my place, who was ready to spit fire at the unwelcome guest. I came to a halt on the stairs to my tower. This time, I would not leave without speaking. This time, I would have the final word. I hope you'll never envy me for my books and movies, because they can do something very magical for me. They allow me to escape reality. They allow me to escape you. There are a lot of condescending opinions out there branding books and movies as a waste of time. But if reading or watching gives you peace, peace from the worries and stress that lay siege on your life, then go ahead, read, watch, escape for a while. Let the stories inspire you. Let them make you feel strong and calm and relaxed and happy and excited. Soak up every second. Then you can return to reality, ready to fight your own demons and monsters there. But now you'll be armed with magic in your veins, a wand in your hand, a witch head on your head, a dragon at your side, and the wisdom of hundreds of authors in the back of your mind who spoke to you through Albus Dumbledore or Bilbo Baggins. So escape. And when you return, you're gonna write your own story. And it will be epic, because you have traveled through so many worlds, befriended a lot of characters, fought in numerous wars, encountered countless creatures, studied on multiple academies. You know that there is magic to be found everywhere, even here. let's talk about books and ghosts. Let me know if you can relate to this. I had this little ghost haunting my fortress up here. And one of his missions is to kind of scare me off of reading books and watching movies. He's convinced that that is just a waste of my time and I should rather play with him. I repeatedly told him that I'm not in need of his services and that I don't appreciate his talents because I'm a very anxious person and I don't like being spooked. I enjoy my peace and quiet. But he doesn't listen. You know, he's like Peeves from Harry Potter. You know, the more you try to get rid of him, the eager he gets to just annoy you even further. I guess that makes me Mr. Filch. Great. Anyway, getting rid of him doesn't seem to work, so I'm trying to negotiate a truce. You know, he would be required to kind of lean off me a little and let me enjoy my peace and quiet and my books and my movies guilt-free, and I would be required to acknowledge the fact that the occasional spook might not be the worst thing for me, because without them I just read way too much and watch way too many movies, and the occasional spook might just remind me of the fact that I'm still the author of my own story, which is in desperate need to be written. On a more serious note, like, can you relate to the fact that there is sometimes a voice up here that's just trying to guilt trip you whenever you do something that's just fun and that you enjoy and that doesn't have a purpose or is not as productive? Or am I the only one who's haunted by a little Peeves? Please let me know. Let's talk about books. I'm currently reading Nocticadia, which is like a spooky book for me. On the first 100 pages, a woman dies after trying to kill her 2 daughters. And then there are black worms emerging from her body, which is like my ultimate nightmare. One of the daughters gets accepted to this dark academia Hogwarts type of school where she meets Dr. Death, the devilishly handsome professor who's studying those black worms, so it's her ticket to kind of figuring out what happened to her mother, but he's rumored to be responsible for the disappearance, possible murder of a student, and now he's getting very interested in her. So a perfect recipe for a lot of drama and a good waste of time. I'm also looking forward to reading Phantasma and maybe Anathema, all spooky books, because I refuse to acknowledge the fact that spooky season is over. It's November. Fog, bare trees, creepy branches, darkness. I mean, if that doesn't scream spooky season, then I don't know what does. So yeah, I'm still reading spooky books. What are you currently reading? Do you want to share? I like talking about books, and I mean, maybe you do too. So maybe you want to share some recommendations or just tell me whatever you do to shut up that little voice that is sometimes just a little too loud. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hope to see you soon.